Good morning. Our next experiment is some basic mining from text that is to be used for natural language processing. The natural language processing is the branch of computer science that deals with the extraction of semantics, meanings, or context of the conversation that is being written in the form of text. And you may say that when it is combined with speech to text recognition, then everything that a person or a group of persons are talking is being converted to the text. And out of the text, if we are able or if we can extract the semantics meaning out of that text, then we can really reach to some conclusion about the overall conversation, and based upon that conclusion we can initiate certain action. So this is the overall purpose of our natural language processing. Now the best examples which are in existence is your Sophia robot and even your Amazon's Echo, that is making use of natural language processing through a great extent. It is able to understand most of the things being spoken by the human beings, and also is able to take action based upon the context of that conversation. In this experiment, we will be having a look at certain basics for the natural language processing, which can be termed as your part of speech tagging, means to say that words being categorized in the form of nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, and pronouns, etc. Then we will look at the stemming, and further we'll go for lemmatization, and after having all these we will target the named entity recognition, which is the most important part or most important task for any natural language processing process. Named entities may be further looked as a combination of some persons, some organizations, the name of some money, currency, etc. So these all basic parts are to be explored in this experiment, and after performing this you will be able to think for the development of any real uh, useful product like your question answering system, like your text summarization, etc. Many more you can just have a you can say think upon. You can develop a lot many things. So let us move for the first part. Under data mining, we are uh, proceeding towards NLP task, and the first task is our tokenization and lemmatization. So let us start understanding this. There is a very useful library that came in existence in 2015, that is called as the Spacey or Specky. You may just pronounce it as the way you are comfortable with. It is a library, one of the most important one from NLP point of view, and the other one that exists is your NLTK, Natural Language Toolkit. The only difference between these two is that NLTK contains a wide variety of algorithms for doing the same task, while your Spacey contains only single implementation for a particular task, but that implementation is the optimized one only. So it is better to use, and many of the real-time projects are using Spacey as the fundamental library for your NLP task. So the first task we need to perform is to install Spacey using your pip command, and to import this using this statement. The next one is your uh, import of language model, means these are the libraries which may work for a set of languages. So our uh, our work, you can say, will be working maximally for English language. So we need to import the language model, that is the en core underscore web underscore sm, the model for English language. Many interpreters support that you just download this library and put it in your current folder, current working directory, you may say, and from there you may directly load it. The other interpreter may also require its installation using the pip command, and then using this statement you are going to load this. So both ways, any one of them may be working for you. Like pip installation worked for me. So we just uploaded your English language model. Now after loading the English language model, let our sentence be that Manchester United is looking to sign a forward of 90 million dollars. So this is the sentence we are going to look from the NLP point of view. So this U stands for your Unicode representation. So it is to be considered in Unicode representation. So we created an object and passed this sentence as argument to it, and now we want to print the words present in this sentence. So we'll just iterate upon this sentence that we have just uh, uh, initiated here, and next statement we are going to print the words which were existing in this sentence. So first of all we need to execute the first block. Executed means everything is fine, specie was installed, then our language model was imported, and then was object was initialized. And next sentence is, if we execute it, then it generate the output like this, means the tokens or words are printed, words are extracted from this sentence are printed like this. So Manchester United is, though all these are the tokens or the words, individual words from um, this sentence. Now the next, move to the next statement. Now we can see the parts of speech. For doing this, we need to just reiterate again upon the word in present in the sentence, and uh, use word dot text attribute for printing the words or tokens present in the sentence, and dot position underscore attribute for printing the parts of speech. So if we execute this, the output is going to be that the first token, which was Manchester, is a proper noun, then United is again a proper noun, and all the tokens will be assigned to a particular part of speech tag. Means what are the verbs, if it is an adjective, means each and every word will be assigned a part of speech tag using this statement. We can also have the individual sentences printed from a given text using your document dot sentence, just like this. Means document was initialized using this text containing three sentences. Now if we iterate upon this document sentences using variable sentence and try to print this, then it will be printing three individual sentences. Sentence number one, this one, then sentence number two, this one, and then the third one. Means you can just identify and print your sentences using your document dot sense attribute. The next one is tokenization. As we have earlier seen that we can have in the individual tokens using word dot text attribute. So this is the same thing. If we execute this, then it will be printing our individual tokens. This is the actual sentence, and these were the tokens present starting from the double quotes. Next is, now let us try to print the tokens from some other text, that is, hello, I am non-vegetarian, email is this. Now if we apply, or if we print its token using specie library, then it will be printing the token says, uh, means this hello is an individual token, then comma is individual, then I is individual, M is individual. Now it is considered known also as individual token, vegetarian also individual token. And now if you look at this ABC, then hyphen, then it seems to be an email address. So it has to be considered as the single token, which is you can say observed by the specie library. Now you can just think about the power of your specie. Means every individual email ID is considered as an individual token, while non and vegetarian were considered as individual ones. So it is intelligent enough to distinguish between these two. Now we can have another example in which you can just have a lot of text and try to print the individual tokens. Then you will be finding that all individual emails, all individual money, $90, $100 will be printed as the single ones. So you can just test it by changing the text only. Now the next part is all about your nouns. Means nouns can be detected using the noun chunks attribute, uh, which is performed here. Means sentence 5 is assigned with latest rumors. This sentence is given to your sentence 5. Now if we iterate for noun in sentence 5, dot noun underscore chunks means the attribute noun underscore chunks that is used, that is to be used for extracting nouns present within the text. Now if we execute this statement, then it will print that latest rumors is a noun, which is exactly what is written. Then Manchester United is again a noun, definitely it is. Then Harry Kane is also a noun, which is again. So all the nouns were extracted very perfectly using the Specie library. Now the next part is your stemming. Stemming refers to reducing a word to its root form. Basically, there are two type of stemmers in NLTK library. One is the Porter stemmer, the other one is your Snowball stemmer. So we are going to look how they are used in Python, and we'll be analyzing their results also. So let us first go for your Porter stemmer. We need to import your NLTK, and from NLTK we need to import your Porter stemmer using this. Now stemmer is initialized to be an object of Porter stemmer, and then we made a list named as tokens containing compute, computer, computed, and computing as individual words. Now we want to print each of the stemmed word corresponding to each element of this list. For this we just iterated upon the tokens and printed its stemmed form using stemmer.stem attribute or function of your Porter stemmer. If we execute this, what we will be finding that compute is reduced to compute, computer is again reduced to compute, and computed, computing, all these are reduced to your compute word. Compute is their root word. Now let us again do the same thing using your Snowball stemmer. All rest remain the same, and by only we imported your Snowball instead of your Porter stemmer. If you execute this, then the same kind of output appears here also, that all the four words are reduced to your compute. Now there is a problem for the output. If you look at output of your Porter stemmer as well as your Snowball stemmer, so what is the problem? That compute, computer, computed, and computing, all these four words were actual dictionary words from your English language, but their root word, which is compute, is not existing in the dictionary, or is in incorrect form. So we will not be able to perform, we will not be able to use this compute anywhere in our decision making process, in our summarization process, or in our question answering process. So we need to do something else also to make it more useful, and that something else is called as your lemmatization. So what exactly is lemmatization? Is lemmatization reduces the words to its stem as it appears in the dictionary. So it takes care that the word to be reduced exists in your English dictionary, or it is very well validated as according to the language rules. So this is what your Specie library provide to us. Means word dot lemma underscore is the attribute to be used for doing the lemmatization. Now sentence 6 contains this sentence, and if we iterate using each word present in sentence 6 and then present and then print its lemmatized form, then let us see what is going to be the output. So The compute is reduced to compute, which is a valid dictionary word. Computer is again reduced to computer, again a valid dictionary words. Compute, then computing, then computing. So all these words are the actual validated dictionary words which can be used further. So this is your lemmatization process. Now if we look further for lemmatization, then it says this, that lemmatization converts words in the second or third forms to their first form variants. It can be very well understood by having this example. Means sentence 7 contains a letter has been written asking him to be released. Now if we want to print its lemmatized form, then we can just execute it. A is reduced to a, letter is reduced to letter, has is reduced to have, is its first form. Same with been to be, written to write, means all the third forms are being converted back to their first form, and which is the purpose of this block. So this completes our tokenization and lemmatization process for your natural language processing tasks. In the next uh, notebook, we will be looking for parts of speech in much more detail, and we'll be having a lot of examples also for explaining the same. So let us move to the next worksheet notebook, which is our parts of speech. If we try to understand this one by one, then this is the block that we already explained, that importing species and then importing your language model also. Now it talk about your parts of speech, what actually it means. Parts of speech tagging simply refers to assigning parts of speech to individual words in a sentence. Parts of speech tagging is performed at individual token level. It means every token has to be assigned to some tag. That may be noun, that may be verb, that may be adverb, that may be adjective, etc. etc. So this is the purpose of our part of speech tagging. So execute the first block and then go for this block. Now if we observe this, that sen was equal to I like to play football, I hate it in my childhood though. So this was the sentence for which we uh, were to find it, the parts of speech tagging. Then we printed it in plain text, and the output is this for this print send dot text. And now we want to have the detailed parts of speech tagging for the seventh part of it, means the seventh word from this text. So this is your zeroth word, first, second, third, fourth, then fifth, then sixth, then seventh. So this is your seventh word from the string. So we printed sentence 7. So this is the output for this. Now we want to print its parts of speech. So what it says that it is of kind verb, and next we want to have its tag, then it printed as VBD. Now what actually is this VBD? We can just have your explain attribute of species that explains the actual meaning of the parts of speech tags. So if we execute this for this tag for your seventh word, then it generates that it was a verb, and VBD was meant as your past tense, means hate was a verb and its third form, or you can say past tense, was used in the sentence. So in this way you can have your part of speech tagging explanation coming out of your specie library. Now suppose go to the next block. We want to print the coarse grained part of speech tags, fine grained, and also have an explanation for the tags for all words present in the sentence. So we can have this using your this for loop. The sentence to be considered is same as that of I like to play football, that was given above. So If we go by this loop upon your sentence sen, and we printed it in formatted form, means formatted output we want to have, and this field means word dot text has to be covered in 12 spaces, then its position has to be covered in 10 places, and so on. Then after execution of this block, we will be having a complete explanation for each and every token present within the text. Means this is the POS, this is the tag, this is its explanation. Means for whole token, for all tokens present within the text, we can have their explanation printed one by one. So this is how we can have a complete look of the part of speech tagging for all tokens. Now, next we want to have a look how intelligent the specie part of speech tagging is. We can just uh, understand this by having two examples, in which the first one is that can you Google it? If you go by its meaning, then Google seems to be a verb out here, means it is doing some work. Can you Google it? Now let us see whether specie is able to identify it in a good way or not. Execute this, then what it do is Google is a verb, and verb its base form it is. So very perfectly it identified it. Now move to the next sentence, that is the can you search it on Google. Now here Google is acting as pronoun, sorry, proper noun. Google is acting as proper noun, name of something. Now let us see whether specie identifies it correctly or not. Now what it printed is that Google, it is a proper noun, proper singular noun it is. So very perfectly it identifies. Doesn't matter that a word is capitalized or not, or in whatever sense it is. It is going to identify Google in the correct sense. One for your verb, one for your proper noun. So really space is very powerful tool today we are having. We should use it, and we definitely should use it for making our question answering system, for using, for doing our text summarization also. Now in the next block we want to have the number of part of speech tags available within a text. Means we want to have how many number of nouns were there, how many verbs were there, or in the individual part of speech tags contained within the text we want to have their numbers. So this is the code to be used, means we initialize SCN means sen with this text, and next is we initialize number underscore number of part of speech tags using the count underscore by attribute of your specie library, and after that we want to print it. If we execute this, it says that 95 part of speech tag appears for 4 times, part of speech tag 100 appears for 3 times, and so on. There is no real information about what exactly this 95 means, what exactly this 100 means. So we need to go further for some more detailed description, and for that detailed description can be printed using sorted uh, sorted list, in which the tags are appeared as according to their numbers present within the text. So executed, what will be having that 85, that is ADP exists for one time, 92 noun appears 2, then uh, means all the tags of whatever kind they are will be printed here. So next part is the visualization. Means is it possible to visualize the complete sentence, and within that representation can we have a parallel block running, that running and showing that this particular word was noun, this was verb, it was related to the previous word using this relation. So this is very much possible. Specie make it possible by using your displacy uh, function. So from specie import displacy functionality, and assign the word I like to play football to send, and now call displacy dot render. We are rendering the graphics upon your Jupyter notebook, and if we execute this, it print your overall structure of sentence. Means I was pronoun, like was verb, part, etc. Means every word present, every token present will be labeled as its part of speech tag. And further, there will be relation between the two tags shown by the arrows present within this. So this is very useful for having a better understanding for the overall text, for overall context, or for all the tokens present within your text. This is going to be very useful. So this was all about your part of speech tagging. Now we want to move to your next part, that is uh, the named entity recognition. Again, the important one from the perspective of your natural language processing. So let us go for the notebook for the same. Now, he it defines that named entity recognition refers to the identification of words in a sentence as an entity. For example, the name of a person, it may be the name of a place, it may be the name of an organization, it may be the name of some currency, it may be. So all these are to be found, are to be labeled for the text present within the document. So this is what we intended to here. We wish to find the person's name, the places names, the organization names. If they are present, then we wish to just identify them and wish to mark them also. So let us start the implementation. Again, import species, then import the language model also. Then make an instance and give it to SP. And now your sentence is again the previous one, that is Manchester United. Now to find the named entities, we use the ends attribute of your specie library. Means we wish to print it. uh, we wish to print all the named entities present within the text. So if we try executing, then execute the first block, then the second block, then the third block, what it says is that these are the named entities present within the text. One is Manchester United, Harry Kane, and $90 million also. So these were the three um, named entities present within the text. Now next, go to the next block. Now we want to have a detail of each named entity, label, and also its label. So there is an attribute, that is specie.explain, uh, given by the specie library. And for this we wish to just iterate upon your all entities present. Means all these three entities, Manchester United, Harry Kane, and $90 million. So we wish to iterate upon these three, and for each iteration we wish to print the uh, named entity itself, means its text. Then entities label we wish to uh, print, and then we wish to print its explanation also. Specie dot explain entity dot label, we means we want to have its explanation. So if we execute it, then this is the output generated. Means Manchester United is the name of an organization. Means this is the label for it. It was an organization, and this is the detail. Means it may be a company, agency, institute, etc. It may be there. So it is the perfect, or you can say complete explanation for the named entity Manchester United. In the same way, Harry Kane, as it seems to be a person, which is, and its explanation is that maybe people, maybe including fictional also. So it gives the complete description for your Harry Kane. The third one is $90 million. So it falling under money, monetary values including units, etc. So very correctly specie has identified your named entities present within the text, and along with this it labeled it correctly, and it assigned a complete, or you can say very accurate explanation for each of the named entity present. Now move to the next block. Now we wish to add the new entities. However, I tried um, it for many words like Punjab University, like Chandigarh, and they were all existing in the species repository, means it was able to print that Chandigarh or you can say Punjab University is an organization, means most of the words it already have in its repository or it is able to identify. So I put a new word that is 5 times H, which was not there in its repository, and I assigned sentence with this text, and then reiterated I iterated upon the sentence, or you can say entities available within this sentence, and then again printed text labels and its explanation. If I execute it, then it it shows that only India uh, is the only named entity which is of kind geographical entity, and explanation comes out to be countries, cities, etc. And it has missed this 5 times H. Now if I wish uh, to consider this 5 times H also as an entity and further of type organization, then how to add this? We can definitely do this by using our span import from specie.token import span, and using span we can have organization is equal to send vocab dot string, means organization org, it is assigned to this, and the new entity is equal to span, which is a function, and we passed through it send, then 0 1 and label org, means we wish to have this 5 times H as a label or as an organization. And at the end what we want to do is we want to update, we want to just add the newly created entity, that is a new entity in the existing one, that was the send dot entities, earlier the original ones. So using this statement we have just added this, and now if we print the newly made structure, then we will be able to observe that this 5 times H is added as your organizational entity and having this explanation. So in this way we can have our own named entities being inserted in the repository of your specie. So this is the way how we create our new entities. Now next block is for counting entities. How many entities with individual labels were there? So for doing this we have our functionality present in, that is the length of entities present. So execute the first block, it results in the complete explanation of all the named entities present, and the next block is for length ent for ent in sentence dot entities. If entity label is money, we want to have a count of all those entities which are categorized as money. So money, this was money and this was money, so two entities were there. If we execute this 2 is printed out here, and if we wish to have uh, it as org, then let us see what happens. Org, try to execute it, it printed it as equal to 1, as only one organizational entity was there. So next is the most important one, is your visualizing named entities. Um, Now a specie provides us a displacy function, as I discussed with you earlier also. So let it be a sentence. Manchester United is dash dash and dash. Now we want to display it by rendering it on your Jupyter notebook. So using this statement we can have it, and if we execute this, then all the named entities present within the text will be colored, will be appearing in individual colors. Like Manchester United means organizational entities are going to be present in this color, and then your person entities using this purple color, then money entities using a light yellowish color, then person again the repeated one. So we can have a clear visualization of all named entities present within the text. So this is how you can have a very good display of your named entity. Now if we want to have a display showing only our organizational entities, and we do not wish to have a colored output for your person or for your money, then we can do it using by filter and applying it for organizational org only. And using this statement, if we execute this, then we'll be finding that only organizational named entities are highlighted using a particular color. Rest is the normal text that appears. So this is all about your basic steps, your basement steps for your natural language processing task. Now after having uh, good hand in these basics, you may pursue for your question answering system, your chatbot, your summarization task, your topic modeling task, many more, and you can say unlimited ones are the target projects for your NLP. So that is it. Thank you very much.